Hey beloved, it's Gavin here from Wake Up Fulfilled. I'm sending you love and light right now. This video is going to be about your emotions and emotional numbness. This is correlating with the heart chakra. Some people are emotionally numb. They find it really hard to feel positive emotion. They find it really hard to feel reward when they're making progress and they're doing something. They can't seem to feel good about things, and they feel blocked off from their emotions. They know they have emotions, but it's like you're emotionally numb. It's like you're going to push those emotions away. Anything positive, you want to push it away. And it might be quite easy for you to feel negative emotions. And I've experienced this myself, emotional numbness. And I want to share with you how I broke through so that you can feel more emotion. This is important for people that use the law of attraction as well, because if you're disassociated from your emotion and you have emotional numbness, it's going to really be hard for you to make progress in your life, because it's going to be really hard for you to feel positive and feel positive emotion. So let's dive into this video and let's get started. Hey superstar, Gavin is here from Wake Up Fulfilled. Leave a comment below saying I am a superstar. Oh yes, gotta add the oh yes. Did you feel that one? I know you felt that one. All right, my energy is infectious, so you're gonna feel right now. All right. So I'm a superstar. Oh yes. And click the like button. And when you leave a comment below saying I'm a superstar, oh yes, it will enter you in a chance to win my sleep shifting course. So we're going to be talking about emotional numbness. This is also known as anhedonia. And people who experience emotional numbness or lack of emotions or very shallow emotions because they've been through some trauma and some pain in the past. Now, for you, you may have been through a pain and trauma in the past and not even knowing that you went through pain and trauma in the past. Some people, what happens is they're so disconnected from life, they're so disconnected from their emotion, is that they kind of push and brush things off. They don't necessarily feel the totality of their emotions. And I went through this myself. You know, I had a hard time feeling emotions. I remember my first love. It was so amazing. I had so much passion, so much love for this particular person. And it was a very strong energy in my heart chakra and solar plexus. I felt really powerful and confident with this person as well. And the relationship had to end. And that's because my family was Christian, her family was Muslim, and the Muslim community didn't like that I was Christian, and also the fact that I was black as well. And so that was really hard on me, right? And that was very traumatic for me. And so having that trauma, what happened was my emotions became disassociated because I had that painful experience of the breakup and not being able to be with her anymore, and seeing the pain that she went through as well. It's like there's a separation now that happens from the pain. The trauma happens, and now I became disassociated from my emotions. I don't want to feel emotions no more. I'm afraid of emotions now because I don't want to feel like that again. I don't want to go through that pain again. And you know, throughout my life since then, it's been really hard for me to feel emotions. Up until very recently, this past few years, I've been doing a lot of work around my emotions and feeling more of my emotions. And as of recently, I've been able to become fully associated with my emotions and feeling my emotions fully again. So hopefully by the end of this video, I can give you some tips and ideas on how to really break through with this. And then also, if you're wanting to take it to the next level, you can get coaching, one-on-one coaching with us, and we can really shift you to become totally associated with your emotions. There'll be a link in the description where you can find out more about coaching. Now, when it comes to your past, your history, and your emotions and feeling emotional numbness, again, like I said, when you go through a pain, when you go through a trauma, when you go through something really difficult, sometimes you can become disassociated. And you may be like, hey, Gavin, but I haven't been through anything. I haven't been through anything bad. Well, I grew up in a really rough neighborhood, right? And to me, hearing people being killed, stabbed, shot, robberies, you know, all of this stuff, for me, that's just everyday life. That's just normal to me. That's just natural to me. And so whilst I was in a traumatic environment, like if I took someone else that never experienced that before and I brought them into that environment, it would be very traumatic for them. but because it's my norm, you don't see it as traumatic. You don't see how it affects your body. You don't see how it affects your emotions. You don't see how it affects your psychology because it's normal. Okay, and it's almost like you feel comfortable in that environment, right? It's weird. And so I'm someone that used to walk around with anxiety and being scared and stuff like this, and walking around with a knife because, I lived in a dangerous place. And so, I'm someone that went through that experience, and carrying all of that pain and suffering and trauma made me even more emotionally numb. All right. So I want you to understand it might not be as big as, growing up in a really rough neighborhood or going through something really painful. It might be as simple as, going through a divorce or a breakup, right? It might be something as simple as that. It doesn't have to be some big, huge thing that needs to happen, like a car crash or whatever it is. It can be something really simple that's really disassociated you from your emotion. And so in neuro-linguistic programming, also known as NLP, you got a meta program. A meta program is like a global belief. If I could explain it like this, like a global belief that you can't really see. It's like hard for you to identify. And it's something that is functioning pretty much all the time in your being. Okay, it's automatic. And you have the power to shift your meta programs. So what you have to do, what this particular meta program is a disassociated associated meta program. Now, your emotions are supposed to be associated. You're supposed to associate with your emotions, right? A majority of the time. However, when you go through something rough, right? When you go through something hard or challenging, now you can become disassociated, where you're observing those particular emotions and you're identifying what went wrong and deal with it and sort it out. Okay, it's only supposed to be used in a certain time when you go through something challenging or you're going through a hard time and you're able to disassociate from your emotions, get and use your emotional intelligence, make decisions and take actions not based on your emotion, right? That's what disassociation is for. However, what happens for a lot of people is they get stuck in the disassociation. Okay. Now, again, this particular condition, people call it a condition like depression or anhedonia. I just believe it's a disassociation from your emotion, from what I've learned and what I've tried, the things that I've tried in the past. I've tried things like, moving my body. I even went to a seminar in 2010 by Tony Robbins. I paid like $700 for the actual event, and then I had to pay for my hotel, which was probably another, I don't know, $400, $500, and then I had to pay for my flight, which was like probably $800, $900. All right, I had to fly from the UK to New York or New Jersey to go and watch Tony Robbins. And the reason I actually went, the main reason I went, is to work on my emotional numbness. All right, and at that event, Tony Robbins talks about getting into a powerful state and using your physiology, because emotion is energy in motion. If you want to feel more emotion, you need to move your body more. Okay, so this is the first step that might help you out a lot. Okay, you want to move your body more. Like intense exercise is really good for people with emotional numbness. It's really good for these people because when you live a sedentary lifestyle and you're sitting down a lot and you're on your phone a lot, your physiology changes. Like you're curled over, you're on your phone, your head's down, right? What does that represent? That usually represents depression. That usually represents sadness, right? If you think about someone who's depressed, what do they look like? Right? Head down, low voice, right? Eyes down, shallow breathing, right? Posture inwards, right? See, a lot of people automatically know how to get into depression, right? However, what does confidence look like? It's a different posture, right? Shoulders back, chest up, right? Louder voice, breathing deep, deeper voice. Can you see that? And so it's a different energy, it's a different physiology, and that's what gets you into the emotional state. But not only that, Tony Robbins talks about what you focus on and your language affects your state, which affects your emotion. So you got to focus on something positive, good feelings, and then you also got to focus on the language that you're using in your head. And that's going to affect your whole entire state. That's a very powerful technique. But what I found is that doesn't necessarily work, and you have to keep on doing it. And then there's another technique that Osho teaches. It's a meditation. It's like a physical meditation where you like jump up and down, and you move your body, and you go crazy, and you shake your body, and you shout and stuff like this. And you just like, you just really like, move your body and really engage it. And that's really powerful as well. But again, you have to keep on doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. And I'm sure over time you can condition yourself to feel more. A lot of people, what happens is they're stuck in the clouds. Their head's in the clouds, they're up in their head, and they're not in their body. You want to learn how to get from your head space to your heart space and feel more emotion. And so doing that as well is really powerful. So literally just jumping up and down, shouting and doing whatever, just doing random stuff like shaking your body, moving it, right? You got to go crazy. Just go crazy and like move your body. Okay, so changing your physiology is really powerful. But again, a lot of it's like a mental thing where you're just disassociated. You see your emotions as not yours. You see your emotions as second person. You have emotions. Maybe you feel like you're suppressing them. Maybe you feel like they're not coming through properly. Maybe you feel like you're acting your emotions. Well, this is because your emotions are disassociated from your being. All right, you're looking at your emotions rather than being the emotion. All right, so there's a difference. Like when you're watching a movie, you're not the movie, right? You're disassociated from the movie. However, if you are actually, how can I explain it? If you're actually living real life, now that's just an associated feeling. When you're looking at your own eyes and you're hearing your own voice and stuff, that's associated. And so when your emotions become disassociated, now it's like you can't fully feel them. It feels numb. It feels fake. All right. And so what I've done recently is I got my my emotions shifted from disassociated to associated, because I've had a hard time feeling emotions, and I've always had to train myself to feel emotions. It's like I had to practically do it and allow myself to feel, like relax my body, allow myself to feel, and then allow the feelings to come through. Now, it wasn't until I shifted the disassociation to associated where it's just automatically feeling now. Okay, I just automatically feel my emotion. So this is a real interesting thing, and it's really hard to shift unless you know how. Okay, so the only way that I can say is that you want to go back and list down all of your traumas that you've been through in the past. Okay, you need to list down all of your traumas that you've been through in the past. Okay, anything that has got an emotional charge behind it, if you think of it and you start crying, or you think of it and it's just hard for you to think about, you don't even want to go there, then that's a trauma. Okay, and what you can do is you can list down these traumas and rate them from 0 to 100 on how traumatic it was for you. All right, and then what you can start doing is using Ho'oponopono on the trauma. So you just start saying, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, on the trauma, over and over and over again. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And you're healing the trauma, you're healing the pain and emotional trauma that's inside of you. And you can even be saying, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, to the person that was involved or the people that were involved, and really healing that. It will be challenging for you to do. However, what I've found with working with people and through my head coaches, Jaden Johnson and Guillermo, when they work with people, they're able to help people see a shift, massive transformation, releasing all of their traumas literally in a session or two. It's really powerful stuff. And once those traumas are released and totally eradicated and eliminated from their being, they're able to go ahead and do some new programming where they're able to shift from being disassociated to being associated, shift the client from being disassociated to associated, and now they're feeling their emotion again, and it feels really powerful to them. And so This is one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself in terms of feeling your emotions again. Okay, so one more tip that I want to give you is sometimes a lot of people, they got lack of dopamine and serotonin, and that's why they have lack of feeling. And so you exercise, like I said in the beginning of the video, exercise will help you increase your dopamine and serotonin. All right, so there's many things that you can do and try. Um, and if you want to get one-on-one coaching and you want us to just do it one and done in a matter of a few sessions, then go that route as well. Okay, there'll be a link in the description where you can get one-on-one coaching with us, and it's called neutrality shifting coaching, and it literally shifts your personality. And disassociate and associate is a personality. All right, and you want to work out how to shift your personality so you are now associated with your emotions again, and you get to feel the fullness of life. It's going to really hold you back in terms of the law of attraction if you're not associated with your emotions. Okay, if you're totally disassociated, it's going to be really hard for you to feel good, to feel positive, to focus on the goal, focus on the rewards, focus on positive outcomes, focus on the benefits. A lot of people struggle to feel these particular things, especially if they have emotional numbness, and our one-on-one coaching can definitely help you with that. Other than that, there should be some videos on screen right now. Keep learning, keep growing, keep expanding, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.